Good afternoon, everybody, and have we got a day for you in Los Angeles. Temperature in the mid-60s, and tell us, what a matchup. The Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it's going to be a great game. You're talking about heat. There's going to be a lot of heat on that field today, too, Brent, because Coach Chuck Knox elected to go with Jim Harris at quarterback instead of Ron Jaworski, and we'll see how that develops.
And you know what's exciting against that Dallas-Los Angeles game in the beginning of the season? Of course, the score was 18-7 Dallas, and we saw one variation of that. It worked so well, and it looked so good, Dallas shotgun offense. Today, through the grapevine, we have heard, folks, that they're going to use another variation. They have 6 altogether, but a new variation, so keep your eyes peeled. Also, in the Los Angeles Times headlines, it says, Staubach looks mobile, agile, and versatile.
If Phyllis tells you about the grapevine of Dallas, believe me, folks, she's got a good one. And you know, in that other game in the AFC title, it looks like Pittsburgh is going back to the Super Bowl. With just minutes left, they lead Oakland right now by a score of 60-7. And I suppose that more than any season that any of us can remember, this has been the year of the official. You remember last week in Bloomington, Minnesota, 3 very controversial calls. And I think the referees made tremendous decisions in all 3. We're going to take another look at them. First, we're going to show you Cliff Harris, who is back on the fair catch. He drifts off over to the left. He tries to draw the Minnesota player into it. Now the football does not hit him. Then his teammate touches it. Very good call. Not interference on that. Now we're down to the last minute and 51 seconds. Staubach pulls out, wants to go to Pearson on the sideline over here. Nate Wright is over there working the sideline. Did he have both feet inbounds? Would they have gone inbounds if Wright had not hit him? We think so. Watch now as we stop it down. Take a look at his right foot. Clearly inbound. Wright comes through with a hit. Now watch the left foot. Clearly inbound. Great call by the official. Now the play they will talk about for as long as they play professional football. Staubach with that Hail Mary pass down to Drew Pearson. Now watch first Nate Wright. He's going to get cut in front of Pearson, and I want you to watch the legs. We're going to stop it down right here because they're going to get tangled up right there. Now watch Pearson's right arm. Going to come along behind the shoulder pad. There was contact. It was incidental contact. He was going for the football, and Irvin Phillips, in our opinion, those were 3 tremendous calls last week in Bloomington, Minnesota, and of course that sets up today. The showdown between the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys. And our announcers here in the Los Angeles Coliseum, Vince Scully and Sonny Jurgensen. They're sitting way up there in the press box. So right now, let's go up to Vince for an update.
Thank you, Brent. Sonny, you've been there before. You've been behind center, and I just wonder the problems faced by Jim Harris. He hasn't really seen any action since the 7th of December. As a quarterback, what will a long layoff do to him, do you think?
It could affect his timing some, Vin. He hasn't thrown under pressure. He's going to get in the game, getting a start. He could come before a crowd here that may not be too happy with Jim Harris starting. The fact that Ron Jaworski has played 3 good football games and won 3 games for them. I do think that Jim, after he's in the game and throws the ball a few times, gets his feeling back, gets his timing back, he will be all right.
Probably in Los Angeles, it might have been the biggest decision for Chuck Knox since the baseball decision by Walter Alston 10 years ago in the final game of the World Series with Minnesota. He came down to should he start Koufax or Drysdale. He had them both warm up before the game. He went with Koufax, figuring he could relieve with Drysdale. And that might very well be his thinking today. He'll go with Harris knowing he can relieve with the kid, but he wouldn't want to do it the other way around.
That's true. That's for sure. I think that he feels that Harris is ready. He said to me on Friday that Jim Harris has won 10 out of 12 games. He deserves the chance to play if he's 100%. Today will tell if he is, in fact, 100% as far as throwing. On Friday, I didn't think he was 100%. I watched him throw. I didn't think he was 100% then.
Well, that's the feeling up here about a half hour or thereabouts before the start of the ball game. Let's go back to you, Brent.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. I should have known you'd get the Los Angeles Dodgers into that commentary, but you should have pointed out Koufax did his job, and they beat Minnesota in that 7th game. And the National Football League today on CBS will continue under this brilliant California sunshine in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Walt Garrison, and I don't smoke. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy tobacco. So I use smokeless tobacco, like Skoal here. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum gives me real tobacco pleasure, and without tying up my hands. So go smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days Mint. The tobaccos you don't have to smoke to enjoy.
Just borrowing your horse, Walt.
Hey, get your own horse. Hope I didn't hurt my hat.
Here are 2 free booklets on life insurance that will probably save you money, give your family a better plan, and help you understand why you bought the policy you did. You see, the Banker's Life of Des Moines feels the more you know about life insurance, the more a good agent, ours or anyone else's, can help you. For your copies, write the Banker's Life of Des Moines. Unless you ask, no one will call.
You know what kind of parts I put in my Fords? Motorcraft from Ford. Not just because they're Ford parts, but because they're tough. Remember those taxi test commercials? They put Motorcraft batteries, shocks, oil filters, Autolite spark plugs in 150 taxis. After 3 million miles, less than 1% of the parts couldn't take it. Tough enough for taxis, tough enough for me.
Ask for Motorcraft where you buy parts or service your car. They're tested tough.
My friend Tammy represents thousands of children born each year with birth defects. Children who can't hear, can't see, or children who are mentally retarded. I think we can and we must change these facts. We can do it through the March of Dimes. Help prevent birth defects. When a marching mother calls, please give all you can to the March of Dimes.
The top contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, Ken Norton in the black trunks, takes on South American champion Pedro Lavelle next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Live from Las Vegas, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
16-7, Pittsburgh still ahead of Oakland. The final ticks of the clock coming up. They're coming down to the 2-minute warning in that game. It has been a cold, bitter day in Pittsburgh, and incidentally, in Minneapolis today, we are told it is 3 below with a chill factor of 30 below. But I'll tell you, those loyal fans would just love to have the Vikings in this game.
That's right.
Phyllis, you got to come back to the West Coast. You did a marvelous job on the Rose Bowl coverage on CBS. Would you like to stay and live in Hollywood?
Listen, it's marvelous out here. I could stand the sunshine for a couple of weeks. And speaking of Hollywood, with us today we have Woody Broom, who it would give Lindsey Nelson a run for his money in Sports Jacket. Woody has such a special way with words, and it's such a treat to hear him tell about something. And speaking of Hollywood, today he has prepared a feature on Hollywood's treatment of football in the past. Now let's go to Woody down on the field. Woody?
When pre-war Hollywood shone its bright lights on a subject, the refulgence sometimes produced a little oversimplification. Therefore, in cowboy movies, we told the good guys by the colors of their hats, and in football movies, the good guys were the ones behind at halftime.
In 1903, movie pioneer Thomas Edison was the first